right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, why don't we get to our guest this evening? Please help me welcome to the stage District Leader, the Honorable Luke Ohlsen. Thank you. Great goal. I'm sorry. Can you hold up that bag? Can I see?
Yeah, sir.
Okay. So it says repeal Robert Moses?
I mean, this is purely coincidental.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Is that a coincidence?
Yeah.
My first question is, how dare you?
All
right.
So useful.
Oh, is it?
Yes, it carries things.
I called you honorable, too.
Do you want me to kill him?
I do want you to kill him. So, you, Luke, are a district leader.
Yes.
Representing New York State Assembly District 50. Now, where is that?
Assembly District 50 represents the neighborhoods of Greenpoint and Williamsburg and Brooklyn.
Wow. Okay. There they are.
Got some fans.
The Brooklyn. So that is Emily Gallagher's district?
It is.
So do you know why she canceled on me? Is she mad? Is she mad at me? Does she hate me? Do you think she's scared?
That's 3 questions.
Yeah. I like to fire them off.
Sure. I don't think she's mad at you.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think she had important business in Albany, which we're gonna get to, I guess.
Do you think she'd like the Labyrinth sketch?
As a fellow elder millennial, yes.
Great.
Labyrinth was the first movie I saw in theaters.
Really?
Yes.
How was that experience?
It was great.
Do you think he did a good Bowie?
Yeah, it was excellent. It was really good.
Well, you should tell him that. All right.
Okay.
Now, so we'll start with the obvious question. What is a district leader?
Yes. A district leader is, there are 2 for every assembly district in Brooklyn, and we have it's a volunteer position, and you have the role and responsibility of appointing poll workers.
Yeah, we
there's
have
some
poll
poll
workers
workers in the
tonight.
audience.
Peter, we got one over there.
Yeah, there we go. Poll workers, poll oversight, and we deal with civil court judges, Supreme Court judges, and like whenever you go on your ballot and you see all those judges on the ballot, we have a lot to do with that. And we're also members of I'm a member of the Brooklyn Democratic Party and the State Democratic Party.
Interesting. I did want to ask about the judges because in our research we did discover that it is district leaders who pick the candidates for who we vote for to be judges.
Yes and no. There's a lot of deal making and brokering behind the scenes about like who is going to be even discussed at the Brooklyn Democratic Party, but then the executive committee of which I'm a member, we vote on who is going to be on the ballot for judgeships.
Because look, every single time I have voted in New York,
Yes.
there's been a part of the ballot that says you have to pick 9 judges.
Yes.
And there are 9 options.
Yes.
So I do have to ask what the point of that process is.
Well, this could be the segue, which I know we're going to maybe get into, is that there is an effort to reform the Brooklyn Democratic Party.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, so that one thing that a lot of newer, I'm in my first term, I'm about to run for re-election. There are other people that have been in for like 2 or 3 terms that are reformers. Some people here have heard of New King's Democrats. All right, here we go. Who have like had judicial forums where instead of it being like which district leader, which county committee member, which person within the party that like getting on the ballot, it's like, how do you feel about prison reform? How do you feel about criminal justice reform? What is your caseload like, and what does it look like in family court or civil court, and like actually getting into like what your positions are versus who you know, so that hopefully next time in the future when you go to vote, you like know who these judges are and like have a better handle of like who everyone is, and not just like vote for 9 of 9.
Is there a group or campaign, like a named campaign or anything about this reform movement?
Yes. So
I don't know. I don't leave this venue.
That's true. That's true. I have run into your Audi at Greenpoint, so this is like very
really?
surreal for me. Yeah.
Don't tell him about his Audi.
Okay.
No, we don't do that. We don't do that.
It's never happened. I don't want you to
It's a big part of the show. They don't do that.
Okay, that's true. So
What's
there.
Don't worry about it. Go ahead.
So the organization New King's Democrats, if you want to follow them on Instagram, go to their website and see what they're doing, because I'm a district leader. There are some county committee members here in the audience.
Wow.
I know. Who are also a part of this reform effort, and there's a pledge of all the newer district leaders called Brooklyn Can't Wait. And we sign a pledge, and among the things in that pledge are to reform the judges and how that process works, but also, announcing meetings well ahead of time instead of 48 hours or 24 hours or 12 hours ahead of time, and floating the location so they're not always in a place that for many people is hard to get to.
Well, yes, I did. You're sort of hinting that perhaps the Brooklyn Democratic Party is not the well-oiled machine that it appears to be on the outside.
Depends on how you define machine. It is a machine. I don't know how well oiled it is. If anyone is been in the nitty gritty of local politics recently, the Brooklyn Democratic Party leading up to the state convention, we had Kathy Hochul here earlier, Buffalo Pride. The Brooklyn Democratic Party had just to phrase or kind of outline this week, the state Democratic convention was on a Thursday and a Friday of a week, right? And the Brooklyn Democratic Party met on Monday, and we voted to endorse Kathy Hochul. I did not, to be clear. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm in trouble. I'm not everyone's favorite. And then on Wednesday, Kathy Hochul was unendorsed.
Wow.
And then on Friday was re-endorsed.
Okay. Interesting strategy.
Yeah. So again, machine, well-oiled, not so much. Well-oiled by certain things.
So what is the nature of that flip-flopping? Why can't they just make a decision?
I think that what it boils down to is are your politics about social justice, climate justice, making the world a better place, and broader, going to the 30,000 foot view of the neighborhood or the city, or are they about personal animosity? And
Number two. I'm a number two guy.
You're a number two guy. Robert Moses, a number two guy.
Yeah. Damn it.
Second best
Really
freestyle
just-
swimmer on the Yale
really
team.
threw it over the middle.
Yeah.
Just threw it over the middle.
I walked into that.
Yeah. So it's we like to think that in the year of our Lord 2026 that we are there we go. Thank you. It is Sunday after all. That we're past machine politics and all of these things, but it's still very much that way where who do you know, who did you double cross, who did you endorse, who did you not endorse, who did you go to petition for, who did you not, all of these things, and getting lost in that is what we've recently had a conversation about the last year is affordability, being able to have healthcare, all these really important things, but it gets lost in the personal back and forth.
Interesting. I'm a big fan of red tape.
Yeah,
I personally am responsible for a lot of the red tape that you guys are dealing with, I would safely assume.
Yeah.
So I guess the big question then is, how do you go about changing the Democratic Party leadership in Brooklyn and then maybe beyond in the city at large?
Yeah, if there are people that are outside of Brooklyn in this room, which I'm sure there are, and someone mentioned they were down the street, there's also ways to get involved in Manhattan and Queens. They also have district leaders. They work a little bit differently. I don't have to get into that now. But in Brooklyn, the reform effort is we have a real shot this year in this upcoming election cycle to have a majority of district leaders that are reform candidates as part of this Brooklyn Can't Wait pledge. And what that would mean is changing the leadership. And it's sort of that's the thing from which everything else can flow, right? So we can't reform how much notice we have for meetings. We can't reform where they are. We can't reform proxy voting and how that works unless we have new leadership. And just quick, and nothing says entertainment like talking about proxy voting, but
for these freaks?
Yeah, I know.
They eat this up.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Is that it's we have these meetings and it's okay. I think we should introduce this reform or that reform, and then out of nowhere, someone would be like, I'm carrying 400 proxy votes, and it's secret. It's a lot of times I reference Animal House for those who have seen it when it's
an even older movie.
An even older movie.
Yeah.
It's double secret probation. There's all these rules that an arcana that people know about that they use that we need to just dust off and change. So.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Now, so You are a member of the Brooklyn Democratic Party.
I am a member of the Brooklyn Democratic
and that
Party.
also means that you participate in the state Democratic Party, right? Level.
Yes.
And now you represent a state assembly district.
Yes.
So my question would be,
It's simple.
Yes.
as someone whose Audi lives in that district,
That's right.
I am curious, so are you then beholden to, in any way, our state assembly member? Or do you, in other words, do you engage with anything for the district specifically?
Yes. I mean, I mentioned the kind of like brass tacks things earlier in terms of poll workers and judges, but really the role as I see it is really being a conduit to connect people to local elected officials. So, I feel very fortunate and very grateful that I have the support of the Assembly member Emily Gallagher, Councilmember Lincoln Ressler, State Senator Julio Salazar, State Senator Kristen Gonzalez. There we go.
Yeah.
All of them. Right?
No.
Which is really, and I think sometimes in North Brooklyn, maybe people don't realize how special that is to have all of that alignment and that support, because there are other district leaders where, like the co-district leader and I for Assembly District 50, we work together, we coordinate on things, and we disagree sometimes, but we're not actively fighting against each other on things, which is the case in other parts of Brooklyn. And there's also, Brooklyn Party apparatus that are like pushing back on what these district leaders can do, or local electeds that try to undermine them at every turn, which we're very lucky we don't have that. So just back to the Assembly District, like again, the role I see it as like people, now that they know I'm a district leader, they're like, why don't people pick up my garbage, or why is this drain blocked, or like whatever. And it's like you connect them to the services they need. And more broadly, like when Trump first got elected this last time, we had a thing called Solidarity Sundays, which I think is the most important thing, which is bringing people out to events to like learn about Ice Watch and to learn about protecting trans rights and all of these things. Like those are ways in which a district leader, kind of the going, wisdom about the role is whatever the person wants it to be. Like Ed Koch was a district leader in Manhattan. Any Ed Koch fans out there?
Yeah.
Bad.
He was mayor. Ed Koch was mayor when Labyrinth came out. So.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm told he loved it. Saw it several times. But like you can use it as a stepping stone to other things, or as I see it, I feel like it's really just connecting the neighborhood and connecting them to other elected officials and trying to like help the neighborhood and help the city.
Yeah, this is actually this leads to sort of a larger point, because I think that not me, but a lot of other people might feel like powerless at the moment with how the government is functioning. Again, not me. I'm the power broker. And might feel like, even though I am against what is happening, I can't do anything. But it seems as though this is a little bit that the deeper you dig into the ground, the closer you get to the roots, and that this is a way, that's an old saying, that this is actual way of like contacting your district leader, knowing who they are, actually plugging into this local scene is a way to sort of trickle upwards and actually have some change.
Yes. Before being a district leader, I was a community organizer for Transportation Alternatives. Shout out. And yeah, my favorite quote, I'm gonna like paraphrase, is the Alice Walker, like the main way people give up their power is not acknowledging they have any, right? And so like what the Brooklyn Democratic machine at the current moment, and like what the our current federal situation, I already named him once, but he who shall not be named, like they want you to stay home. They want you to not get involved. They want you to be overwhelmed by everything that's going on. And it may seem that it's not effectual to go out, like we're gonna do petitioning soon to get people on the ballot. We're gonna have, it's Albany, it's budget season. There's a Tax the Rich event if we can get to Albany in the snow on Wednesday. We'll see. And there's things happening at the council level that are really important. And if people want to get involved again specifically with the Brooklyn Democratic Party things, please like go follow New Kings Democrats, Brooklyn Can't Wait, Rep Your Block, all of those things. And also I think that there's a tendency to think that now that Zoran is in office, like, good, we got it, we did it.
Everything's fine.
Everything's fine. And I would say I disagree with some recent decisions. And I think it's...
yeah, everyone's favorite.
Trouble in Paradise.
Yeah.
So it's just important to stay engaged and stay keep even someone that personally I agree with on most policy positions, the current mayor, just keeping them honest and keep pushing and again, you're showing up to a city council hearing, you're going to your local community board meeting is all that's
protect trans kids, protest, also coming up, things like that.
Yeah.
You mentioned this earlier. You said
Sure.
it's a little kooky how district leaders work throughout the city.
Yes.
So in Brooklyn, district leaders correspond to an assembly district, correct?
Yes.
And
Yes.
there's 2 per
Yes.
district. That is not true in other parts of the city necessarily.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes. I was at a birthday party in Queens last night, and they were like, "Are you A, B, C, or D?" And I was like, "That's not Brooklyn." But in Manhattan and Queens, depending, I think it's, don't quote me on this, look this up. Depending on the district and the population size, you can have district leader A, B, C, D, and you can have up to 4. I believe 4 is the most you can have for any district. And yeah, I mean, a lot of the inner workings and how people get elected are different by borough. I'm just learning the Brooklyn piece, and the Manhattan and Queens, Bronx, Staten Island, they work in similar ways, but slightly differently.
It's a very idiosyncratic position in that way, right?
Yes.
That even what you kind of said, the law district leaders they kind of make the position what they want in a way,
Yes.
and so even sort of what you do and the responsibilities of a district leader can fluctuate quite a bit by
Yes.
leader and location and all that kind of stuff,
Yes,
right?
definitely.
And then I also wanted to follow up. So when you have 2 district leaders in a given place, now that is a division done by gender. Is that correct?
Yes. So back in the 20s.
Whoa.
Oh yeah.
Good
One of your old friends, Eleanor Roosevelt.
Hey, well, yeah. No, I did support. I was according to Ben Furness at the last show, I was a New Deal Democrat. So.
You had some tête-à-tête with Eleanor Roosevelt, though. So.
Well, she was a handsome woman.
So, I mean, back then, 20s and 30s, Eleanor Roosevelt, League of Women Voters, wanted to get more women in positions of power. So it's one of those things that, Frances Perkins, people that were around that time were like, we need more female leadership. Wow, Frances Perkins.
Are you related to Frances Perkins?
First female cabinet member. There you go.
Let's give it up.
Yeah. So So at the time, it was let's have more women in positions of power and in leadership. And as time has gone on, that has changed. And in terms of there needing to be one male, one female, and being very gendered. So now the rule is that it can be people can kind of present however they want and be listed on the ballot with their correct pronouns.
So we do vote for district leaders. You are an
Yes.
elected official.
I am.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
So that's on I voted. I mean, I don't live in those places. I, of course, live at the top of the Empire State Building or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever weird thing we
Yeah.
established earlier
The
about where I live.
planes come and get
Yeah,
you.
whatever. King Kong ripped a woman out of my apartment once. But, so,
That's in the last third of Power Broker.
yeah.
That's the end.
Yeah, wait till he finishes it up. So I may have voted for a district leader at some point,
Yes.
unbeknownst to me.
Yes.
Wow.
Well, I mean, you do need to. Recently, we had a couple of district leaders that became part of the Mamdani administration, and so we as an executive committee appointed some new people, but you do vote in the, it's on the ballot.
Wow. So pay attention to your ballot too. So yeah, we did want to. This is the point of the show we typically do a call to action. I mean, you've mentioned a few things about ways to get involved, but we specifically want to talk about petitioning. And you can follow the New King's Democrats unless you're a Republican. I did not approve this slide.
I made that.
But yes, you can learn more about petitioning because that is an important part of the democratic process that a lot of people don't know about.
Yes.
So what is petitioning?
Petitioning is what is petitioning in this case, or just
Yeah.
Okay.
How would people be getting involved?
Yeah, exactly. So why I say to go and follow along is I think we're gonna have more time and weekends and weather like we're having now. So follow along about when things are gonna happen. We're printing petitions now, and we're with the snow and everything. How are they getting delivered? We're doing all the logistics. But once that happens, there are petitioning shifts that are no matter where you live in the at least in Brooklyn, I'm not sure again about other boroughs. They have like commensurate like Democratic clubs or organizations you can get involved with, but at least in the case of New Kings Democrats, follow along with them, and they have the list of candidates that they're endorsing for district leader, and then they have the petitioning shifts that will be happening, and you go out and I saw some poor souls who were out like trying to canvass earlier for like whatever in the snow today, and it's like and it's not like that. You're not asking people for money or to do anything or to support anyone. You're just like, the way that you talk to people is like, do you want to get someone on the ballot, right? And so all you're asking for is like, in my case, like, do you want to have Emily Gallagher and Luke Ohlsen and Jenna Bimby's the other district leader on the ballot come November? In the primary. And I think it can be a little intimidating at first, talking to strangers or whoever, but once you phrase it as like, this is just to put someone on the ballot and we need your signature to help us out, like, most people are really friendly, and it's like a nice way too, because most of those people that are out there petitioning are involved in other things, and like, it's a great way to like get involved in your community. And again, going on and on, but like, I feel like, again, with the federal level, people want you to stay home and not meet your neighbors and not get involved. So even if it's like a potluck and you go petitioning or do whatever, like, the smallest things can make a huge difference. We're seeing that in Minneapolis, so we can do that here.
If you dig down deep enough, you will get to the roots.
Yes.
Luke Ohlsen, everybody, thank you so much.